We're live, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Hope you guys are all doing well, as we're going to be talking about a bunch today. We got so much to discuss. With the EFL Cup happening, we got to talk a little bit about Chelsea's performance versus Lincoln, Arsenal's performance versus Port Vale. Of course, Tottenham beat Doncaster very convincingly. Man City, Ekitike got suspended for taking off his shirt in a celebration versus Southampton when he scored the winner. Saliba signed a new contract. And a lot of Liverpool fans are salty, as now it could mean that Konate will be headed to Real Madrid. You also have Crystal Palace facing Liverpool this weekend, Arsenal facing Newcastle, the title race continuing to heat up. It's only game week 5 and everyone's already talking about titles. It's crazy. I've never seen a season like this where people are speaking about title races after 5 games. We have so much to discuss, but also the referendum on Arteta. It seems like everything around football for me is just circled around Arteta. Every time we win a game, Arteta. Every time we lose a game, Arteta. Every time we draw a game, Arteta. And it's just, we're going to talk about that also. But so much to discuss. Please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. And let's get the show started the right way. Now, the first thing I'm going to say before we go any further, there is a channel sponsor. Now, if you guys don't know who the channel sponsor is, it is OK Jersey. And I'm just going to start off with this quick little ad to tell you guys about OK Jersey. OK Jersey has all jerseys, Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Ligue 1, Bundesliga, and national teams. So let's just go national team quickly. Say you want a national team jersey, say you want England jersey. England jersey can cost quite a pretty penny. But if you go on here, you can get almost a replica, exact replica of what the England jersey is right now for very affordable prices. And if you just click on it, you can see here, you can get whatever size you want between 12 to 17 pound. Say for me, and the size are a little bit bigger. So if you're a small, pick a medium. If you're a medium, pick a large. And if you're like me and you're a large, pick an extra large. And then, of course, I don't like a patch. I don't like standard. And then you add to your cart. And if you want a discount, what you need to do is once you add it to your cart and you're about to check out, you need to make sure that you put in that code, and the code is EGAL to get an 8% discount. So you apply the discount, and boom, as you can see, I just saved myself £1.37. So do that. Check out OK Jersey. They're the channel sponsor for the month, and they're helping out the channel. So you guys go check them out, and it helps you guys get cheaper discounts on shirts. But yeah, before we go any further, I got M returning in the building. Long time. He's been in Turkey. I don't know if you've been in Turkey or Morocco.
Morocco. Yeah, man.
Morocco. He was in Marrakesh or Casablanca?
I was in the north, bro. 10 years.
Okay, 10 years,
man.
You know what? That's the third place I know. I only know 3 places in Morocco: Casablanca, and what do you call it?
You probably know Rabat as well, no?
Never heard of Rabat.
Rabat, no. Yeah.
I need to increase my knowledge of the world, and then we'll figure that out. But before we go any further, please do hit the like button, guys, and let's start with Man United. Maybe I haven't spoken to you in a long time about Manchester United. I haven't spoken to you in a long time about Manchester United, and we're about to start a show where we speak about the League Cup, which Manchester United is actually not in anymore. You're not in the League Cup. You're not in these competitions. What's your feeling right now headed into the weekend's game versus Brentford? Do you feel confident?
Confident, probably not. But at this point, you know, we had a good performance against you guys. I expected us to kick on from there, and then we, you know, stumbled against City as well. I ain't really seeing a good performance apart from when we played you guys and maybe like 20-minute spell against Chelsea. So other than that, I'm not overly confident, but I think we'll get a result. I'm just waiting for this. I'm just waiting to see what they're going to do with this manager. I feel like he's on borrowed time at the moment, bro. So I'm just going to have to wait and see.
Could he get sacked very soon? Do you believe he could honestly get sacked?
Well, our next 3 performances, I think we've got Brentford, and then I thought he was going to get sacked already, to be fair, after that Man City game. But to be fair, they're not going to pull the plug now. Like, we're like 3 points behind you guys. I heard you say people are already talking about titles. It's like, you know, they're gonna have to give him time, obviously. But it's interesting because the contract's running out soon, so they're gonna have to figure out what they're gonna do with that one. So yeah, I reckon the next 3-4 performances, games maybe. And then the club's going to have to make a decision, bro. Because at the moment, I think everyone can see that it's not working. Everyone, including the fans, the players, some of them look like they're not enjoying it. Bruno in that centre mid, it's not working. But it's funny because every time you think it's getting a little bit better, you just see it for what it is again. You get brought down to reality. So, yeah, It's just one of them ones, just taking it game by game, bro.
Taking it game by game. What's going on with Mainu? I seen some controversy around Mainu. I was just, I'm not too sure what's going on there. Can you tell me?
Yeah, bro. So he's obviously like he wants to play, innit? Like that's his biggest issue is him playing. And Amorim has come out and basically said he prefers Casemiro or Ugarte and even Bruno in that 8 position. So it's like he's about to sign a new deal, but for him, it's not even about the money. It's about him actually wanting to play. So he wanted to leave on loan. The club didn't let him. So it's a problem, bro. Like I said, this manager's like he hasn't improved a lot of players, and that's the problem. Like you can't even give me 2 players that you can sit there and say he's really improved. Lenny Euro's he's been class, but I wouldn't say that's down to Amorim improving him. Do you know what I mean? That's down to him being quality.
He's quite young. He's gonna improve naturally.
That's it, man. So, but other than that, Kobe Mainoo, has he improved? No, he hasn't. I can't, like I said, no one's improved under this manager. So it's going to be a tough one because I feel like Kobe Mainoo will stay, obviously, if the manager leaves. And I feel like the club's banking on that because I think a lot of players are not, they're not happy in the system. I'll be honest with you, bro. Cunha doesn't want to be playing in that left 10 and Buemo doesn't want to be playing as that left 10. If anything, bro, when you look at our team as like a 4-3-3, we just look so much better, even in that midfield, because those 2 8s are just so important in the system, bro. We just ain't got the players for that. That's why we wanted to get Saliba, but the club didn't back him. We should have got another centre mid.
So you're saying this is interesting. Are you saying Amorim was let down by the board?
He was a bit because everyone knew that we needed a centre mid. I think we needed a centre mid more than a goalkeeper because we knew that you got Casemiro out now for 3 games. So you've got Kobe Mainoo, Ugarte, and Bruno. They're the only 3 midfielders that you can play in that 8.
To be fair, you need both. So
But even then, though, you've brought a new goalkeeper in, so it's not like he was a priority because you still haven't played him in the last 2-3 games. So clearly, do you know what I mean? You could have done it the other way around. You could have brought in a centre mid and waited until January to buy a goalkeeper. But now apparently we're supposed to be going in for Saliba in January. So just gonna have to wait and see on that one as well. But we definitely needed a midfielder, man. There's such a big gap in that midfield, and every week we seem to be getting run by. And another thing is we can't seem to score. Under this manager, bro, we can't score. Like, we can't buy a goal. Even if we tried to pay, we couldn't. We can't score, bro. Even against Chelsea, like, with so many opportunities to score, we just couldn't score. Already, we're -2 on goal difference. Last season, it was even worse. So, yeah, man.
-2 on goal difference is wild. That's wild. You're right. That is crazy. That is crazy. I'm pretty sure you guys had a negative goal difference last year also.
Last year as well. Yeah. We just can't, like I said, we just can't seem to score. I'm not just going to put it down to chances created because I still feel like we should be creating more. But even last season, we had Garnacho running down the wing, trying to cross it in. That wasn't working. So now you've got better players. You're hoping to see better. But yeah, man, I'm just going to have to wait and see. Sesko as well. I'm expecting more from him at the moment because the manager took him off against Chelsea. I don't think that was his fault. He actually had a decent game while he was on. But, you got to let these players play, bro, and, take off the shackles a bit, bro. Otherwise, you're not going to see no goals.
100%. Bro, just hold it down for 2 seconds. I need to message Rack in the background trying to get a Liverpool fan on. I don't know where they are all at.
Go on, bro.
In a second, but is there anything else around United? Like, are you guys worried about your lineup versus Brentford? What's your score prediction for the Brentford game? Let me know that.
Do you know what, bro? I actually want to touch on some of the weekend games, bro, because it's not really.
We're gonna talk about all the games in a bit.
Yeah.
About United right now.
Man United Brentford. I think it's just going to be the same 3-4-3 formation. Probably go Sesko up front, Cunha and Buemo as the 2 cams. Casemiro's out, so it'll be interesting if he goes. Bruno's definitely going to play because this guy doesn't seem to want to drop Bruno. So Bruno would definitely be playing. It's just who he puts next to him in that midfield. I have a Kobe Mainoo or Ugarte, but I think he might go for Kobe Mainoo. I think. If not, I don't know what this manager's doing because even against even against City, bro, where Kobe Mainoo came on, he had a decent game. So. Yeah, defenders, I think it's going to be the same. It's too predictable, bro. Same thing. Luke Shaw, left centre-back. De Ligt, Nelioro, Mazarabi, right wing-back. Dorgu, left wing-back. And then probably Bander in goal. It's same predictable. This manager's so predictable, bro. But I'll be surprised if he does just start Sesko up top.
You know what? We got Pete in the building. Pete, meet meet Pete. Pete's a
Big up,
Newcastle
bro.
fan, as you can see from behind. We're gonna get into some of the games. We're gonna get into all the stuff about Saliba and everything. I'm gonna wait for the rest of the boys to join before we start talking about Saliba. But quickly, we got Arsenal's facing Newcastle this weekend, and I just want to know. Let's get into the League Cup ties quickly. How did Newcastle do in the League Cup? I've seen you guys scored bare goals.
Yeah, we played Bradford, who are top of League One. They've been flying high. I don't think they've lost actually since something like April. They haven't lost like a game at all. So we're a little bit unsure of what to expect. But to be fair, it was a strong team, and we dispatched them pretty comfortably. It could have been like 6 or 7. To be fair, we missed some chances.
When you say strong team, you played Gordon and Alanga and Joe Linton and Bruno Guimaraes, Botman, Hall. Yeah, you guys played, I would say maybe max 4 bench players.
Yeah, there's a lot of those players that you just mentioned that needed minutes. So Lewis Hall's come back from an injury that put him out for the season back in February time. So he needed minutes because he didn't get proper preseason either. Botman needed minutes because he didn't get proper preseason. Malik Chow signed halfway through the summer. Joe Linton has not played at full minutes. So although they're household names, they're guys that haven't played a lot of football, so they needed minutes to be up to speed. So like I'm glad Eddie Howe did that, and we dispatched them. Spurs to come in the next round at St James's Park. I've had a lot of Arsenal fans give me some pep talks, making sure that we get the job done. So yeah, it's going all right. It's okay.
Fairs. Also, you played in the League Cup, Jay. What do you think about your team winning convincingly versus Doncaster Rovers 3-0?
I mean, there's only a minimal amount of praise that you can get for doing what is essentially mandated of the team. So, you know, we it was okay. I mean, like we got some legs into. I think rotating the team and getting the job done is calm. It's when you start playing away from home. Yeah, if you're at home and you rotate, you know, you're kind of okay. Away and rotating, that's when the issues come in. So Newcastle in the next round is a stinker of a draw. Yeah, like it's a stinker. It's a stinker of a draw. Like I was thinking about it when I wasn't watching the draw, so I was like, you know, like you're just going to a BBC afterwards, and I saw Newcastle v Spurs, and my exact facial reaction was like that was my immediate. I saw it, I was like, ooh, and yeah, like obviously with the benefit of hindsight, it's like I'd probably say 60-40 Newcastle's favor. Yeah, I don't think it's a foregone conclusion, but our record there is shocking over the last few years. So we'll see. I mean, Newcastle, I'm sure will rotate a couple. We'll rotate a couple. Newcastle are the defending holders, so I'm sure, you know, Newcastle under the lights in the 4th round away from home, in mixed with lots of fixtures, is as bad as it gets. So no excuses. You know, you're gonna have to either beat this team in the final or the semis or something like that. So if you're gonna get it done, you got to get it done. So I think it's 90 minutes as well, and then straight to penalties. So again, you know, this match could go penalties. I'm thinking maybe as well. So I'm not scared, but it's a horrible draw.
Newcastle's facing Arsenal next. We're going to talk about that in a minute too. What was your reaction, Pete, when you got Tottenham? Were you feeling the same way as Jay? You're like, shit, I wanted to avoid another Premier League team this early.
We did a live for the cup draw because we did a reaction to the game, and my reaction was exactly the same. It was like a yeah, like I'll take that. Like, give me a home draw. And
that's the thing. The home draw aspect is what is like. Newcastle with their fans will back themselves against anyone at home. That's like even me. I back Spurs against most teams at home. So it's like they're at home. Like they've got to be considered. They're the holders. They're the favorites. I feel like obviously, and they've seen their team smash us up. Like if you watched, it's like when we play City. We're not scared. Like, how can they be scared of a team that they've duffed up a few times in the last couple of years? They can't be.
Fair. I was going to talk about Chelsea next. I don't know if you guys see, Chelsea fans online lost their heads during the Lincoln City game. I was seeing Chelsea fans saying Jorgensen is worse than Sanchez. People are having referendums on Maresca on Twitter. It's crazy. Ahmed, how you feeling, man? Off the back of the what do you call it, Tyreek George masterclass?
I wouldn't really call it Tyreek George masterclass. He had a great moment. Credit to him with that shot. You know, he doesn't have that in his bag, so we should give him credit where credit is due. I just think the first half. Wow, I mean, that first half was really bad. There's no other way to really put it about it. I think Lincoln really outdid us.
What was the score at halftime?
It was 1-0 to Lincoln at the time. It was 1-0 to Lincoln. So they'd got their goal. Was an error, obviously, from like both Enzo and then Saliba, misjudging obviously the switch of play. Essentially, they were able to then get the ball before Saliba could react. And then obviously they was able to put it into the back of the net. But
bro, that keeper that you lot got is awful, bro. What's his name, bro?
Jorgensen.
He's awful, man. Yeah, honestly, bro. Like, I can't believe he missed.
The thing with Jorgensen is that, you know, if one of the few things that I thought I would give the club credit for is their scouting. But if you had done your scouting on Jorgensen, you would know that he's a known parry of the ball. He's not able to collect the ball quite well whenever he gets shot the ball at. He's not great at times in close quarters either. And so this is to be expected if you've actually watched the tape on him before he's even come to Chelsea Football Club. So, you know, you have to look at the club there, in my personal opinion, in and as to why he's actually even come to the football club. So, nothing much to say. The first half in general, we were very lackadaisical. I think the Lincoln was able to come on to us much better and had a bit more energy. In the second half, obviously, when the manager's done his thing in the second half and, you know, given them a good shouting to. And within like the first 5 minutes, we'd got 2 goals in. And we were back in the lead, but it was still shaky at times, particularly against set pieces, which is kind of worrying to me because, you know, that's basically been like our kryptonite as of recently, both against Brentford, even at United as well, where, you know, they've just been able to, you know, once we have a set piece or once they have like a corner kick, you know, we don't look as solid as we usually do. So that's a bit of a worry, my personal.
Are you avoiding the Maresca point?
There's nothing to really avoid. At the end of the day, with Maresca, he signed the dotted line, what he's got, and it's up to him to make stuff happen. That's all I will say in regards to him.
So you think Chelsea fans are just overreacting, obviously?
I mean, listen, it's tough because, like, I think a lot of Chelsea fans, you know, I think for them, it's like, oh, the manager's not been backed quality-wise and everything of the sort. And I hear that point, but, you know, I think at the end of the day, and I can't give him the same levity as I did with Poch. He signed the dotted line. He knew the terms and conditions in regards to what was going to happen in this football club. We know the type of players this football club brings in now, the way the sporting directors act, the type of players they like to bring in, and all of that sort of thing. So he knew the players he was getting. And if he's doing this thing of like, I'm not going to play these players because these players don't work or as a form of protest, then he knows then it's time for him to leave the job because then this is not for you. Why did he sign up for it? If you were willing to accept the stuff last season, you have to be accepting the stuff this season too. So I can't really hear that in my personal opinion.
Ferris. I'm gonna wait for Rak to speak about the Ekitike and the Liverpool and the suspension and the deduction of wages and all the stuff about Liverpool and Palace. We can get into Arsenal for a bit. Vader's not going to be here today, unfortunately, and we couldn't get Hamza to join us.
What do you think? What do you think there is to talk about Arsenal versus Port Vale? Like,
we're kind of skipping.
I'm very curious to see. No, as someone that's observing your hosting, I'm very curious to see what is the narrative threads that we are taking from this game. I am very over.
Yeah, like
okay. Let me say it.
Why do you play a full check side? That's what we want to know.
The narrative is Arsenal play Port Vale, we win 2-0. City play Huddersfield, they win 2-0. The referendum on Arteta after the game versus Port Vale. There we go. Where City have a very similar performance. You don't see a referendum on Pep after a 2-0 win versus Huddersfield.
It was. I mean, the thing is, there's such a thing as confirmation bias. It's like it's It's like if you look for something, you can kind of find it. I think if I gave scientists £1 million, they could prove that pigeons are racist. Like you can find something if you really, really want to look for it.
That's
You
an
know
interesting.
you know where I'm going with this. My point is that like the referendum, I haven't seen a word on Arteta after that game. Like genuinely, I haven't seen anything negative. What is the narrative? Sorry.
Bro, there's a visible referendum on Arteta, and it happened from them criticizing him on the touchline versus after the game.
Very annoying on the touchline.
They're talking about the fact that why is he starting Saka in this game? Clearly, the guy needs match fitness. There's also people upset about the lineup in general versus City, so they're upset about this lineup being a little bit more attacking than the City lineup. And then they're now another thing that they're upset about is the fact that we dominated the game and only won 2-0. They're like, we should be beating them by 4 or 5. Basically, everyone's saying we should have had more goals. And the last thing I would say is it just comes down to the same criticisms recycling, and always after any game, after any result, there just seems to be the same questions being asked. And I don't think it's fair to have every single game come down and be like, you know what, this is about Arteta again. This is about Arteta again.
Igal, what bar do you want to be judged by? Like at the end of the day, I'm just saying, like if you're going to be a top team, yeah, I appreciate that you might think that some of the agenda narrative stories are over the top, right? But then on the other side, if you want to be judged at like a top team level, you're going to get more eyes, you're going to get more criticism, because people aren't judging you from the lens of a top 4 team or top 6. United are like bottom half of the table. You're not judged by United's metrics. Yeah, rightly so, because you're a very good team. So to me, it's
not
like,
even the rivals. I expect that from rivals and pundits, Jay. I just want some level-headedness from my fan base also.
That's what I was going to say. You're going to get it from rival fans all day, every day. But like,
can I give you a hot thing?
In case you guys don't know, it was a boring game versus Lincoln. It was 2-0. We won the game convincingly. We had 80 Port Vale. We had 80% possession. We had 11 shots. We had 4 on target. You look at Manchester City, they had a similar game. They had 75% possession. They had 17 shots, and they had 7 shots on target. We both got out of there with a 2-0 victory. It's just you see one fan base is coming out of that game saying, we can go undefeated the next 5 games. You have another fan base saying, we're shitting ourselves versus Newcastle.
But the problem is that all of those stats are great, but I think at this point, that all goes out the window when it comes to Arsenal, because it's been 6 years without you, or 5-6 years without you winning a trophy. Man City won't get that same scrutiny.
Exactly.
Because although they didn't win anything last season, they've put trophies in the cabinet regularly before last season. So they've got a little bit of a rope left in terms of that scrutiny being given to them. Arsenal, and in particular, Arteta haven't. And I think from a section of your fan base, and I have to say a section of your fan base, I think they've kind of had enough. I think there's a section of your fan base that are saying, like, we need to win now. Like, we can't wait another year.
You can't win in September. You have to have some patience.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point, because I think a lot of the criticism I remember under Poch in his final season, the fan base were very short-tempered about everything. Do you know what I mean? It's natural. Even Newcastle fans, before Eddie Howe won a trophy last season, some of them were starting to be a little bit like, "Oh, you know, we're a good team. Why can't we win?" Like, people were asking the question. Klopp got asked the question. I feel like because you Arsenal are a bit like England, yeah, in every sense of the word, right? If you look at how England play, like, they're capable of smashing teams up, but sometimes they just rely on set pieces and tight defending and stuff like that. England, runners up, finish second, getting as close as you can possibly get without winning. The fan base was sick of Southgate. Yeah, they wanted someone new. They wanted a different voice. And I understand why Arsenal fans do that, but it's one of those, it's a risk factor. It's like I'll say it's like you're playing blackjack and you're on 17 and you want to take a card. It's a like why would you want to take a card on 17? Like
No,
you're trying to
bro.
get 21. Like it's like
I don't know anything about that game, but
okay,
since you're
basically,
talking
yeah.
about Arsenal,
Yeah.
let's since we're talking about
My
Arsenal,
point is
let's
We don't condone gambling here, by the way, guys. It's a family show.
We,
It's a family show.
no, I'm joking. No, we don't.
Sorry, guys. I want to make a
Arsenal,
point. I want to
I
make a
was
position.
gonna connect the two games. Let me just do that, and then we'll continue. There's also feedback from your mic. I'm just gonna mute you. If you can unmute yourself whenever it's time to speak, it would help out massively. Arsenal faces Newcastle this weekend, and off the back of drawing versus Man City and playing versus Port Vale, we now have a big pressure game away at St. James's Park. And I said this last year, and I'll repeat it again. I don't think anybody wants to go to St. James's Park when they need to win a game, when they need to gain some form. When St. James's Park is probably one of the toughest places to go away from home. And also based on the fact that you don't have your home crowd anywhere near the pitch, it is far up there in the rafters. So it does hurt to have the connection.
No one's going to hear Arsenal fans anyway. It's okay, man.
Nah, you definitely can. But my point being that I do think it's going to be a big thing. If we can get a win versus Newcastle, this will calm down a lot of people, make everybody feel a little bit more calm. Then our fixtures kind of swing. This is the last tough fixture before the fixture swing to teams that are a little bit more mid-table and not at the top of the table in the Champions League anymore. So we've had a tough start to the season. I don't think the start of the season has been as bad as everybody says it is, but at the same time, it's not good enough to go on to say we're first in the league right now. We're not. Has it been as bad? I don't think so. Could it be better? 110%. If we beat Newcastle, we could right some of those wrongs. And I don't feel like there's a big portion of the fan base that are not confident we're going to get a result versus Newcastle. Right now, a large portion of the fan base would say they expect a good defensive performance. They don't know if we can score. And that's been our weakness for a majority of last season. And when we did play Newcastle last season, you heard us. Right now, though, Newcastle might not be at the best place themselves. How are you feeling about the Arsenal game, Pete?
I think what you've just talked about from an Arsenal perspective, I think it's very similar for Newcastle. We haven't had the best of starts. We've had a really disruptive start with all the stuff before the transfer window closed with Isaac and all the rest of that. And it did affect the team because we didn't have a striker. You know, for those first few games, we didn't have a striker playing. What I will say is that I think defensively, we've been absolutely rock solid. I mean, the only game that we conceded in the Premier League was against Liverpool. Other than that, we've kept clean sheets. I think Nick Pope has the most clean sheets in the Premier League with 4 already this season. So I think defensively, we're set up really well, but we've just lacked that potency in front of goal. And that's why it was, albeit against Bradford, it was nice to see us put the ball in the back of the net. Because it just breeds that confidence going into the game. That's the bit that's lacking for us. Everything else has been good so far this season. So this is going to be the big test for us this season in terms of can it kick us on? Because now we've actually got a settled squad. The transfer window's over. Everything's set between now and January. Now can we kick on? And it's a big test for us because, like you said, for you, it could be the difference maker and it could be the turning point in Arsenal season. But I feel it could also be that for Newcastle United as well. And as you've mentioned, Hugo, the fact that we're at home, I back myself, I back our team against anyone when we're at St. James's Park. I do. I think we can go toe-to-toe with anyone. We proved it with Liverpool with 10 men. We proved it with Barcelona, albeit 2 fantastic goals from Rashford made the difference. That we can go toe-to-toe. But I think with Arsenal, lack of potency in front of goal, I think that plays into our favour because I think that we've got a defensive unit that's strong enough to withhold you guys. It's for me whether we can get the goals the other end. And that's what I'm really intrigued to see on Sunday. Do I believe we can do it? Absolutely, because I think we won 2 or 3 times against you last season. I think Eddie Howe at this moment in time, this period of time, has Arteta's number, and I think Arteta knows that. So I'm intrigued to see what Arteta comes out with on Sunday. Is he going to go with the tried and tested and what he's done before? Because if he does, Eddie Howe's got a plan for that. Is he going to try something different? We'll wait and see. But that's not me saying we're definitely going to win, but I think we're going to take the game to you. That's for sure.
Why do I feel like that game is going to be decided off like from a corner? I just feel like that game, because you both have similar qualities. You know, you both got really good defenses as well. So I think it will come down to a scrappy goal, a set piece, or something like that. Because, like you said, I think Newcastle are actually really good. You know, I watched them, especially against Barcelona. But I just really, similar to what you said, it's just that, like, you know, I'm not gonna say you're toothless up top because you've got some good players, but it's just where the goals are going to come from this season. That's the only thing. Because I think Alanga, he's a good player, but it's just, you know, when he's not going to get you 15, 20 goals. Do you know what I mean? But he can get you assists. It's just
How's Waldemade settled in? Has Waldemade settled in okay? Is he? I know he's still on his debut, but like, is he linking up play well? Is he getting involved? And do you think he's done well so far?
Yeah, he has. Yeah. He's looked really good. Like, if people are kind of gonna put him up against Isak and measure him that way, you can't do that. He's a completely different player. He plays completely different, and I've noticed
different stages, right? If you're going to compare him, probably you have to compare him to like Isak when he first arrived, rather than Isak 3 years later or whatever.
But we're changing our style of play, particularly in attacking phases. So one thing I noticed about Newcastle on Wednesday is our wingers normally stay really tight to the wing and wide onto the touchline, but we were making inward diagonal runs, which is what Voltemade wants, because they will hold up the ball and they'll make the runs in and behind, and they'll play that way. And it already seems like that style is starting to change, which I think will disrupt teams, because they'll be preparing for Gordon and Alanga. I think Murphy will start, by the way, on Sunday. I think those guys are normally touch tight to the byline, but they're making inward runs, and I think that will disrupt teams. It will play to Voltemade. I mean, Voltemade is hold up play.
Yeah,
he's so good.
He reminds you of Xerxes, like on the ball. Yeah. A lot of people don't see it, but he's so sound on the ball. You know,
well, he kind of like. To be fair, there's a lot of German people that watch him on a regular that have kind of likened him a little bit to Berbatov in terms of that hold up play, good, really solid first touch, can link the play really well. And to be fair, I've seen it in the minutes that I've seen from Voltemade. He will definitely start on Sunday. He'll absolutely start. It took him a while to get used to Premier League football. He said the pace of the game, the physicality, it surprised him. He's got a little bit of time to get used to it. We've kind of bedded him in, obviously with Visa being injured, but he'll play on Sunday. And I'm intrigued to see him play against a fantastic defensive partnership. It'll be a really good test for him.
Will he start?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
All right. What's your setup going to be? Do you think it's going to be a back three or a back four in that game?
If you're asking me, Eddie Howe 100% goes. I mean, I'll read you my team really quickly. I think it'll be Pope in goal. I think it'll be a back three of Botman in the centre, Burn on the left, Malik Brow, who's looked
One second. Right. You're going way too fast for me. I'm trying to set it up and see what it looks like.
I didn't realize setting up.
You got to tell the guy. You can't just like expect.
One second. Graphics. So this is the setup you had last game. You changed to a back four.
No, I think that back three is exactly what will be for the game. Malik Chow's looked really good, by the way, since he's coming from AC Milan. Really good. And Shaw's got a concussion, so he misses the game on Sunday, but Chow has made it almost seamless. Joe Linton comes in for Willock. Sandro goes in the middle for Miley. Bruno Guimaraes on the right-hand side. Livramento goes on to the left. Paul's on the bench. Trippier starts on the right. And it'll be Voltemade and Anthony Gordon as that. That's if it was me, that's how I would play it. I think we play the three at the back, so those Pope in the back three is set. I think the midfield three is set. How the tactic plays, whether it's Gordon like playing more almost as a number 10, and then Voltemade as the frontline striker, how you work that is however you want to work it. But that for me would be my team on Sunday. 110%, and I think Eddie Howe will be very close to that.
If I could just show everyone my team, I think Arteta gets a lot of criticism for playing this midfield of Rice, Zubimendi, and Moreno. I would change it. I would, if we're not going to have Odegaard back, I would actually play Ethan or Eze in that position.
And is Odegaard actually going to be back? Is he fit?
I don't know yet. We find out. We find out on Friday if he's going to be. We're going to find out Friday. We're gonna have to find out Friday if he trained, and on Saturday if he travels down with the team. But even if he travels, I expect him to be on the bench. And the only way The only thing that I'm looking at is Saka's going to 100% start. The front three, I think, is going to be Eze, Gyökeres, and Saka. The midfield three is what I'm looking at. Is it going to be Rice?
I don't think Martinelli won't. I think he'll start Martinelli.
You think he starts Martinelli?
Yeah,
I think
he's in a good
well.
moment.
Martinelli played so well off the bench that it's like, do you really want to switch that up? Do you really want to mess that up? Do you really want to put him in a situation where he's not where he's coming up, where he has to start and put in the performance from the beginning?
The thing is you've got three left wingers, yeah. So, three players that you can play there, even with Madueke injured. So, for me, it's the case of you've got.
You know what I was to say, Gal? I think.
One second. Let me just finish up. I think this is how I would set up. How Arteta's going to set up? I think Arteta's going to probably stick with. I think he's going to probably stick with the situation where Saka's on the right, Eze's on the left, and he's probably going to maybe still go with Moreno, Rice, and Zubimendi in this game, and that will frustrate the hell out of me. I don't want to see this.
No, but he's trying to win. He's trying to win that midfield battle, man.
But listen, I think for me that starting with that thing, I don't think it's a bad thing. I've said this before. It makes logical sense for you to start like this, yeah. If you're especially away from home, you keep it cool for the first half, keep it close, and then you bring on some of the big guns later on. I don't really see an issue with it necessarily. So,
but I was listening to some people talk earlier on. They was like, if this was a Klopp, if this was a prime Pep or something like that, they start with their strongest team. What you're saying is I think it's a bit of a difference in mentality, right? You start with your strongest team, or you start with a defensive team with a view to then bring your strongest players on at the end. I mean, you can do it both ways, obviously. There's no rules about how you play football, but there is a bit of a shift in mentality if that's how you set up, I think.
This is where people are saying Arteta's going backwards. You should be playing your most creative players from the beginning versus Liverpool at Anfield. You should be playing your most creative players from the beginning versus City at home. And away at Newcastle, we've seen Barcelona come there and play techie. You don't have to go there and try to play them at their game. If we go there and try to play City at Newcastle at their own game and try to be out physical them, we're not going to win.
But that's what you basically are doing, though. With the
but that's what Arteta
that's
is
what you're going for. That's
what
I'm saying. It's that that three in midfield. Now you've got Marino in there with Rice.
I take that.
That's what I'm saying.
That defensive three. What you want? Yeah. If Arteta starts with that team, you can guarantee everyone up north, right? When they see that team drop, Newcastle fans are rubbing their hands. They're singing extra loud. They're singing extra loud on Sunday. They're getting behind the boys that little 5-10% more than they were before, because they're saying to themselves, we can get at that team. We can get at that team, and that team can be, that Arsenal team can be stopped. And it's a really delicate balance, because I see what you're saying in terms of Arteta might go defensive and then bring on the big guns later on. But there's an argument that the game might already be gone by then, and you're kind of throwing it at the wall. And then
if you score first, it's a nightmare.
Exactly. And that's the thing. So it's a risky game. It's a risky game to play. It's an interesting one, actually.
But that's how our games go. Newcastle's so good defensively. If they score first, it's a problem for us, especially away from home. If we score first, I don't think Newcastle can break us down.
The thing is, I was just going to say this here. He played this way, if I'm not mistaken. Correct if I'm wrong, Igal. Against Liverpool, it's pretty much the same lineup. Obviously, I think it was someone else. I think it was Eze that was on the left.
Madueke instead of Saka.
Yeah, obviously, right. The second game was Madueke, and then it was Trossard, right, which is against Liverpool, right. So I don't really feel. I feel like, again, the back four and the centre back and the midfield is never going to change. I just don't see it. If he's done it already twice against those two teams, I don't really see it.
Now you can't. There's let's be logical here, Igal. Yeah, let me be logical. Yeah, you want to rock up listen. You might want to rock up to St. James's Park and bully ball with Zubimendi, Eze, and Rice. I'm not sure Arteta will be looking at Tonali, Guimaraes, Jorgensen and thinking, yeah, let me go with the sexy flexy guys in the middle, rather than like, you know what I mean? I can
No, but
see I can see him
we
playing
played them in
Mourinho this
preseason.
game.
We played them in preseason.
That's
We
what
know
I'm
what
saying.
some of these
That's
guys are
actually their
capable of.
strongest
Maybe we should play the techie players, because the techie players were the one that gave them problems in preseason.
Continue.
We've seen Barcelona. Obviously, Arsenal's not Barcelona, but the players that gave them problems were the players who held the ball.
That's your mentality, Gal, though. Like your mentality as a manager.
Jorginho historically has started every single time we went to Newcastle away, and he's had great games versus Newcastle.
And you got Zubimendi now, so there should be no worries, no?
I shouldn't be worried. That's true. But finally, must-win game. I'm gonna be fair here. I think it's gonna be extremely difficult. I think it's gonna be a tough game to win, but I'm gonna go good old 1-0 away win.
What's the record been there, by the way? What's the record as well? That's actually a good point.
The head-to-head record right now over the
last 3 seasons.
Last 3 seasons: 2-0 loss, 1-0 loss, 1-0 loss, 2-0 win, 2-0 loss, 2-0 win. So since 2021, we've won 2 games, we've lost 3 games.
Okay. So, but I think that like you've lost 3 of the last 4, right?
This is 3 of the last 4 this year, right?
Yeah. That's including the League Cup, by the way.
Well, I mean that was a semi-final to win a trophy, so I guess some degree of importance we can give that. A smidge. The end of the day, guy, like you're playing after Liverpool, right? So you'll know if you're 8 points behind or you can gain on them. Because if you're 8 points behind going into this game, that's such a peak game to be playing. You actually probably would have to play as
either way. It's super pressure. By the way, Arsenal historically is better off when Liverpool wins.
Who Liverpool got?
What?
Historically, we fuck up more when we have a chance to gain on somebody.
Liverpool's got Palace at home. Palace at home.
I think
Palace away.
But yeah, guys,
Palace away. Sorry,
before we move on,
it's the Vale draw, and I know Arsenal's losing. Is that
I can see a draw in both games, to be honest.
If Palace draw, I guarantee you that it's going to be more pressure than if Liverpool win.
Palace is a tough game as well for Liverpool. They've not lost in.
Yeah. Palace will be a tough game, 100%. I'm not looking forward to that. To be honest, Palace always give us a tough game, even when they're not playing that well. We always. We struggle. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought that was my time to shine, man. And you just.
I'm sorry, before we get to Palace, we got to finish off this score predictions.
For me,
but for the Arsenal game, I'm going. Do you know what? It's a draw. I'm going 2-2.
I'm actually gonna go the opposite of 2-2. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a 0-0 draw.
But I'm leaning towards Newcastle more, though. I'll be honest with you. I'm leaning towards Newcastle.
What you saying,
I'm expecting you lot to turn up.
I'm going. You know what? Right. I don't know if Newcastle are a bit of a false image, right? And what I mean by that is, like when they played Villa earlier in the season, the striker thing, obviously Waterman will make a difference. I think it's just. Arsenal are a high quality team, like whether we like it or not, So it's like Barca did create a few openings. It depends on how Newcastle approach the game. If Newcastle want to keep it tight and try and like play the on the break, then that's one thing. If Newcastle want to go toe to toe, that's another thing. I give Arsenal the slight edge, but I'm not sure it'll be enough for them to win the game. But
give us the win.
1-1. No. Arsenal might not even concede. This Newcastle attack isn't scoring loads, and Newcastle and Arsenal have a really good defense. So if you've got Newcastle not scoring loads and Arsenal have a good defense, you know what? Arsenal might.
We also have a good.
Yeah, but Arsenal aren't scoring loads, and Newcastle have a good defense as well. So
that's what I'm saying.
Like 0-0. It was like a number 2 0-0.
We got the most clean sheets in the Premier League this season.
And we have the 2-time Golden Glove winner in Raya. So
if
it's like
Newcastle score first, I think Newcastle will go on to win the game.
I think
they've got
basically
us-
whoever scores first wins. the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. It's a
I
bit of a
back my
weird one.
boys. I back my boys. I'm going.
Hey,
I said it
anyone
earlier,
who thinks Newcastle scoring 3 goals, you're crazy. It's going to be a close game. It's not going to be too many goals. I don't think it's going to be an entertaining game to watch. I think it's going to be very much a tactical.
Depends, bro. Depends.
I'm the opposite. I think it will be.
What are you saying, Pete?
Oh, no, I think it'll be a good game.
One second. Pete's dropping a bomb on us. What are you saying?
Arsenal, Newcastle, they're always entertaining games. Like in this era where we big up big games and they never fulfill. Newcastle Arsenal always is an entertaining game to watch. There's always some form of drama or some action in that game that makes it entertaining. That's one of this is what you look at. You look at a couple of years ago with did it cross the line? Did it not? Was it a foul? Was it not? The winning goal, that was a big moment in the game.
That was a 1-0 win.
Yeah, but still, it doesn't have to be loads and loads of goals to be entertaining. There has to be. I'm talking about moments that are being talked about, big moments in games that make it entertaining to watch. Not necessarily for us as the fans supporting each club, but certainly for the neutral watching it. It's always an entertaining game. For me, I think Newcastle win 2-1. I back my boys at St James's Park. But I think it will be an entertaining game. I genuinely do. I think there'll be action and moments in the game, maybe even a sending off. I think there'll probably be a bit of a penalty in there somewhere. Don't know.
An Arsenal sending off would have the.
I think there's going to be moments in this game.
Probably the other way around.
Most likely, Bruno Guimaraes finally gets punished for all those elbows to the head.
That's what I was going to say. It's probably the other way around.
Go away.
But,
I'm still going on about it. Listen, I thank you for your time, man. In case you guys don't know, Pete's been live since 8 o'clock, nonstop, multiple streams. So I appreciate it. Actually, 6 o'clock, wasn't it?
Yeah, 8 o'clock, live at 8 o'clock. Rolling strong. I need to go and grab some food before bed. So
there you go, man. Have a good night, man. Really do appreciate you jumping.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Big up. Where do we go from here, boys? Wait, Rack, you never gave your prediction. What's yours?
You know what, man? The last few days have been quite funny. Igalo's been like Neo in the Matrix, man. He's just like dodging Arteta shaped bullets left, right, and centre. And I just want the entertainment to continue a little bit. So I want to say Newcastle win, but I'm going to go for a draw and more shenanigans amongst the Arsenal fan base is what I'm looking for.
Could you imagine if Arsenal actually lose?
One minute. So my prediction is a 0-0. Actually, I'm gonna go.
All that 0-0. By the way, where do we begin? Do we begin with the Saliba Konate talk, or do we begin with just Liverpool's game? What are you guys saying?
Harry Saliba, yeah.
Saliba signed the thing, bro. He's staying.
I know, but Harry Saliba, he's signing his career away, just like Harry Kane did.
Oh,
got one of those death row contracts. No trophies on the horizon, and he signs his contract. Oh well, it's up to you, man.
Right, but
do what you need to do.
How long was his deal?
I see what you're doing. Is that what you're doing? I feel like you know Konate's leaving, so I feel like you know Konate's leaving, so you're kind of scared.
But the difference is if Konate leaves, I'm not worried. I don't care because we'll find somebody else. You're the one who's putting all your eggs in the Saliba basket. If Konate leaves, we'll find another central defender.
If Saliba leaves tomorrow, we already have Maresca. Like we are really. No. I'm not saying he's like for like replacement, but
I mean you kind of just say
reality.
That's exactly what you're saying. The guy has 3 games for you.
We prepared for the worst case scenario, and we also.
You don't know that. You have no idea how good he is. You have no idea how good he is.
I've seen him play versus Liverpool. I've seen him play versus what's it called, Nottingham Forest. He looks quality, bro.
He is good. He is good. Like he looks good. Like I'm not gonna obviously Saliba's. Arsenal do have the best. Arsenal have by far the best defensive depth in the Premier League. In
the fucking world, Jay. Forget the Premier League.
Too much depth, man.
I mean, I'm not willing to do the maths right now, but maybe.
I have Barcelona, Real Madrid fans, Bayern fans telling me they're jealous of our defense.
Okay, all right. We get it. You got a good defense.
You said it.
Like obviously, Raps, you got to be fair. Like Arsenal, they
Arsenal set up to defend. Arsenal set up to defend.
Arsenal have a strength, and they're going to utilize it.
But you're set up to maximize that strength.
But Raps,
why wouldn't you?
Defending is not about 4 individual players being great. It's about a collective structure that starts from. You can go as far as your front line, but definitely in your midfield. Look at the defensive strength you have in your midfield that protects the guys even getting to your central defenders. That's where your strength is. Put your guys in a free-flowing, attacking, aggressive structure. I don't know if you have the same record, but we'll find out.
We will have to see.
That's a fair point.
We will have to see.
Jay, just before you want to go, I want to say this: Saliba's committed his future to Arsenal. To me, it proves that the club are no longer losing their best players. They are doing everything they need to do to keep these guys and make sure that they're committed with the club. And that is huge. Gabriel Magalhaes, Saka's going to sign a new deal soon. Saliba signed a new deal. We recently seen Odegaard and all these guys sign new deals the last time. And now we're going through the new phase of getting them to sign new deals.
What shows?
That would mean the centre-back pairing of Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba could potentially both be here until 2030.
Yeah, obviously the club doesn't want to let these players go. What this does show, again, this is what I do agree with you, is these guys believe in the Arteta project. I absolutely agree, because otherwise they believe in the Arteta project. Arsenal, we don't know.
Maybe listen. You can maybe say they believe in the Arteta project, but I would maybe argue they maybe believe in the project, the Arsenal project, right? Not necessarily though that the Arteta project. And what I mean by that is that the thing of Arteta is that we don't know, is he going to be here next season if stuff goes right or wrong for him, right? So,
bro, sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen, do you really think? Let's just say, I strongly believe this. If they don't win a trophy this season, I still believe he'll be here next season.
I hear that, but I think for me, the question becomes: are these guys signing the contract because they just believe in Arteta, or is it because the club is telling them? If things don't obviously change,
no, but you can't though. Imagine going to a negotiation. Imagine Andrea Berta's going into a negotiation with William Saliba and saying, "Look, we want you here at Arsenal, and look, if things don't work out with Mikel, we'll get someone else. Don't worry about it." You can't. You can't do that. That'll be ridiculous, right? Imagine you going into.
They definitely are bought into the Arsenal project and Arteta, and it shows that these guys believe that we're headed in the right direction.
Well, I think they bought into the Arteta project. I think we'll see what happens with the other stuff. I mean, maybe they know Arteta, Berta or something like that. I don't know. That part is questionable, but I think they're here and they think that Arteta is the man to take them forward, because you don't really know what's going to happen.
Can I also break it down? Real Madrid wants Saliba, but they want him in 2 years' time. PSG wants Saliba, but let's be honest, I don't know if Arsenal is going to accept any bids, any bids right now. So maybe in 2 years' time, if things went south, I don't think Saliba is going to jump ship to go to another Premier League team, be it City, Liverpool.
He's not going to Premier League. Arsenal won't sell. Arsenal don't have to sell.
His options are limited. The club doesn't have to sell, and the player committing his future is not really a surprise to me. I think a lot of the noise about Saliba to Real Madrid has always been from the Real Madrid side. And everyone who's been saying Saliba is going to go to Real Madrid, now it opens the door for Konate to go to Real Madrid.
It's not say if Real Madrid came to him, they wouldn't. It's not like he's saying, I don't never want to go to Real Madrid. I don't like them. Players don't
Real Madrid can still put a bid in. Real Madrid can still put in a bid.
But the one thing I want to add on that is you're talking about this, Igal, like, obviously, Saliba's not won a trophy at Arsenal yet, right? Which is fine. True. Yeah, and obviously he's back in the project, and obviously he's back in what Kroenke, Arteta, Berta are all telling him. Fair. I think it's not for me to critique the decision. When I was supporting Spurs and we were renewing Ali and Kane and everyone's contract, I was delighted. Do you know what I mean? When we were finishing second and all these guys were signing up, because all these guys believe moving forward that you're going to compete. obviously it's down to the club to compete. So, Arsenal fans should be happy, delighted. They've got a very strong squad, but all this to me does is increase the pressure. That's what this should be doing. It should be increasing the pressure on everyone involved that, you've got £250,000, 300k contracts to all of these players, all of these squads, multiple players, internationals, backups, international starters. You guys should be expecting to win, and I think that's why. No, but that's why then on the flip side, when you see fans getting tetchy or annoyed at your start and things, you have to understand that they're looking at it from the lens of we want to win and we're worried we might not win. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but not every single drop point you need to lose your head. We can't win a trophy in September. There's no trophies that you can be won in September. You
can't lose them though.
Yeah, I know you can lose it, but at the same time, I think right now people need to calm down. Arteta and the club have gotten Saliba to sign a new deal, and Saliba was one of the faces of the Arteta out movement when he was on loan. The Arsenal fans that wanted the manager out were using him as one of the faces, him and Guendouzi. Now they look very silly, as you've said, this is a referendum on those people also. But yeah.
My thing, Igal, again, I think at least of this Arteta stuff, yeah, and people getting angry or whatever you want to call it, right, in regards to the stuff that happened this season, I just think we're just reaching like a natural endpoint, if that makes sense, right? Where I think the fans are just hungry for anything. That's what it looks like to you, bro. Like,
the fat lady is singing. Is that what you're saying,
bro? That's literally, man. The fat lady didn't even sing. That's the best way. But I feel like that's just like the thing is, right? That's just the best way to put it right now, because like they for them not win. For them, if it's not a win, then they feel like it's not going to lead to like success of any sort. That's where you're at right now, Gal.
Listen, Konate is winning at Liverpool, but he's about to leave.
But the thing is, can I ask you a question?
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah.
No, but I think
Konate. No. The reason why I bring up Konate, for example, Konate has pretty much won everything that they can be in England. What more? Like for me, there's some of these guys. I think there's an argument that can be made that they've won everything in England. What more of a reason is there for them realistically to stay?
What is this? Pokemon? He got all the badges. He can't do it again.
But listen, why not? Yes, get the badges. Go to a new area. Listen, he did it in the Kanto region. It's time to go to Sinnoh. You know,
right.
That's it.
I don't get none of this Pokemon stuff, but it's still funny.
I think Liverpool have a part to play in the Konate thing. Arsenal has the player in-house. They're able to speak to him on a regular basis. They're able to agree a deal. Liverpool have not been able to agree a deal with Konate yet. And maybe Real Madrid are doing a lot to try to get him over there. But for him to leave Liverpool, yes, they can probably go and replace him with a Gahey or somebody else. But at the same time, he's such a quality player. You'd want to keep him at your club.
But the thing that Liverpool have at the moment, which is really good, is Liverpool's are very good at replacing players. They're good at bringing players in. They've revamped a lot of their team, and they're still top of the. We can argue about performances, but I think from my point of view, obviously Arsenal have maybe the better squad. The Liverpool have the better starting 11. It's all debatable, semantics. At the end of the day, it's like, for me, if I was you, right, I'm more worried about constantly bigging my team up when you fall short. Because if you fall short, you spent all season bigging up your team, bigging up this player, bigging up that player, telling us how this player is doing amazing, how everyone was wrong about that player.
Let's stay on Liverpool for God's sakes. Arsenal section's done.
I was just saying, like, so obviously Liverpool get those bragging rights now. Yeah, they won the league. They get the.
But they're still losing their player.
Yes, but the thing is that Liverpool will make the argument now. Hey, look, Trent went. We haven't missed a beat. Yeah, you're either with us or without us. If anything, it to an extent strengthens their negotiating power a little bit. Do you know what I mean? The player might say, "Okay, I'm going to leave." Yeah, but the club's like, "We're going to keep rolling without you. We're going to keep winning without you. We're going to keep improving." So, and also the player's still got a year to go. You never know that he might re-sign. Like Gahey might come in January. Who knows?
We'll see. Quickly, Ekitike, what do you guys think about the red card in the Southampton game? Everyone's saying he's dumb for that, and he
Yeah, he's
even
very dumb for it.
apparently he got fined 2 weeks' wages. What?
I think that's fair. It was so stupid.
That's harsh.
Yeah,
It's not
dumb.
harsh.
That's like, I mean, you get taught that from when you were a kid. Like, how do you know what I mean?
Imagine he messed up to an extent, and now you've got to change your plan for Isak's minutes because the guy wanted an Instagram moment. You know what I mean? Like my man.
But do you reckon he just didn't think about it?
Like,
Bro?
my man wanted that September dump. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm just saying, like Isak has to start now, really, in the next game. And I know it's a fake story. Like Anfield Papers, big up, very, very funny. But I'm just saying that like the point is that you've changed what the plan was going into that game because you wanted to hold your shirt up against Southampton. Like for what reason? What was the reason? Do you know what I mean? It's Southampton. People do
silly things in the moment, right? It's fair enough.
It was
a silly thing, and he put the team in a bad position. But I'm not going to crucify the kid. Like, fine, he'll learn from it. Darwin has got
a little crucifixion.
It's just weird, though,
Jake, can you be a little crucified? It's crucified as
man,
a
little crucifixion.
He only misses one game, right? He only misses one game, right?
10 minutes on the cross, yeah. 10 minutes on the cross.
10 minutes on the cross. 10 minutes on the sauce.
Guys, allow it. He only misses one game, right?
One game, yeah. Second yellow card.
All right, so let's talk about that game. Palace. Could Palace shock Liverpool? Could Palace shock Liverpool? And M, you've been quiet. What are you saying? Could Palace shock Liverpool?
I think Liverpool will still win, but I think it'll be a good game. But if I had to predict, I'd probably go Liverpool win 2-1. I just think Liverpool just find a way to score. They just know how to score, bro. And these last-minute goals as well are really starting to annoy me as well because we used to do that. We used to be the kings of that, bro. And now it seems like Liverpool are getting those, extra last-minute goals, bro. So yeah, I think there's going to be too much for them, but it's going to be a good game, though.
All right. So what's the score again?
I'm going 2-1 Liverpool. That's what I'm saying, guys. Such a big game for you guys because anyhow you lot slip up against Newcastle, that's going to give Liverpool.
It's early in the season.
But still, though, I think
not everything is life or death this early in the season.
No, but that's just going to give them these.
I've seen City win their first 5 games and finish 4.
Oh, but you said this last season.
Yeah,
bro.
It's not the same though, man. It's not the same. Like, do you really see Liverpool?
What do you mean? Nobody won their first 5 games last season.
Well, I'm saying last season when you fell behind Liverpool, you were like, "Oh, it's
early
the
way around."
Season.
Sorry, yeah.
It doesn't matter. And you never called it.
Who have they played? That's it. That was the line. Who have they played?
You're doing the same story now. We've had a tough first 5 games.
All right. So what are you saying? What's your score prediction, Mister? I think Liverpool's going to win 5-0. What you say?
Obviously Palace is a tough game. Look, probably draw. This might even be a draw. I think Palace will keep Liverpool very honest. If Liverpool win this game, they're gonna have to deserve to win it. I don't think Palace are giving any gimmies in this. Like some of the teams they played this season, they might. You could argue they got away with certain stuff in the game. They're not getting away with anything versus Palace. First drop points of the season for Liverpool. I'm gonna go 1-1.
Oh, look at you. Then you got Ahmed. What are you saying?
I think it's gonna be a very competitive game. I think. Listen, Liverpool have been playing with fire for like the longest time this season. I think Brock would agree with me in general. Like they've been playing with fire.
Is it time to get burnt? Is that what you're saying?
I feel like the time to get banned it's got to be happening quite soon. I don't know if it's going to be this week. I don't think it's going to be next week against Chelsea, but I do think it will be this week against Crystal Palace. Because I do think they will have the number on you. So I'm going to go cheeky 2-1 Crystal Palace in this one.
Rack, can you give us a smile?
Yeah, I've been smiling the whole stream. Look. it's important that we don't underestimate Palace. I don't think we will. Palace are a very good team. They've started the season very well, unbeaten, the only unbeaten team apart from us. And if we go in there and show any complacency, then we'll be made to pay for it. I think it will be a tight game. I think we'll just about do enough to win. Mateta he's a bulldozer, man, and he always gives a tough game because he's just got the physical prowess. I don't think many players can fluster our centre backs, but Mateta is one of those guys who just goes in like a bull in a china shop and smashes into everything. And when that happens, then the ball can drop anywhere, and he does give us some uncomfortable moments. He probably won't play the whole game because normally when he plays against us, he plays like the first 60 minutes and then goes off. So I'll be glad to see the back of him because he does make us uncomfortable. But I think in the tough games, I think this is going to be a little bit like the Arsenal game in the sense that I think we'll win 1-0. It'll be tight and it'll probably be a little bit scrappy and quite close. But I think we'll do enough to get the 3 points and make it 6 in a row.
I'm gonna go 1-1. I think it's just gonna end up in a draw. You can say I'm hoping, maybe I am, but I do think two winless side, two teams that have won all their games or have not faced a defeat yet this season. They're not gonna lose this game. But they're not going to win it either. It's just going to end in a draw.
It's an interesting point Brad just made about the minutes of just then on Mateta, because that's another thing we could factor in, that Liverpool at the end of the games are very strong. Palace likely in this game, they've got good players in the first team. But
aren't Palace playing right now, Jay?
You're playing in Europa League, isn't it?
Is it
Europa?
Yeah.
Aren't they playing in Europa or Conference League hasn't
Bro,
started?
why are you talking to me like I'm not a Champions League? I don't know what's going on in Europa.
No.
Over to our Europa League host, Jay.
Now I'm a correspondent from Sarajevo. Okay.
All right. Sorry. You took offense to that.
And to be fair, actually, one of the guys in the chat mentioned Palace 17 game unbeaten run. That is impressive. Mustafa mentioned it. So
that, by the way.
Oh, you did? Oh, sorry, Miguel. Sorry.
Do you know what?
17 games unbeaten.
Listening to me.
That's
I didn't even know that.
That's crazy.
I wouldn't have put it to the win if I knew that.
By the way, their Europa Conference League starts in October. Hasn't started.
Yeah,
yet.
no, they played West Ham on Saturday. That's it. That was the last game.
Ahmed, we know Conference League. They only play 6 games for some reason.
Yeah, only 6 games, luckily. The Conference League is literally like the usual format of like the Champions League and Europa League, basically.
Yeah,
They're playing Dynamo Kiev. Damn, man.
Fairs. Okay, let's get into the other games. I feel like there's a couple things that we need to touch on which we haven't. Chelsea faced Brighton. Brighton at Chelsea's ground. Sanchez is still suspended, or is he back?
He's back.
Can I just say, yeah, like I watched the Lincoln. I didn't watch the whole of it. I just watched the first half, and then I watched.
Look at Ahmed. Ahmed's covering his face.
Yeah. So honestly, genuinely speaking, like Stone Cold Steve Austin is the last time I saw an ass whooping like that. I mean, Lincoln were whooping that Derry. I was shocked. I was shocked at how Lincoln were kicking Chelsea's ass. I swear I couldn't, please, Ahmed, just explain to me what happened in that first half, because that was a League One side who were belt to ass, for 40 minutes. Swear to God.
Ahmed had to get off camera. He couldn't believe what you were saying.
Yeah, man. I had to get off camera because of that. But no, on a serious note, I just think for me, that was just terrible performance. And I think, my critique of Maresca this season has been, I think, a lack of integration in general, right? In terms of some of these guys coming on maybe late in games and actually getting some level of minutes in the team. And you just look at it, bro. A lot of these guys, bro, zero match sharpness. It would be a fair team. Like, Bonanote's only played, I think, 145 minutes. Garnacho's probably played somewhere around about 20 minutes of game time. Gittins, yes, he's only had 180 minutes, but this is obviously his first season in the league. He's quite a young player. I'm not gonna put that much pressure on a young guy like him. I think the striker for the Tariq George is a young player, right? Again, we had a lot of young guys in the team, right? And I think they kind of came into this game a bit directionless, and then the guys behind them, were confused as they are too. And I think that's just what the issue was for me, at the very least.
Your mic, bro. Your mic.
Shout out to you for reminding me. R.I.P. to Billy, former Arsenal Academy player, passed away today, and just thoughts and prayers to his family and everything. Honestly, in case anybody didn't know, this is what he was speaking about, and yeah, it's extremely sad. Only 22 years old.
That's it. How did he? What happened? Like, how did he pass away?
He had an accident. I think
he had an accident. He was in a coma, and then he passed away in a coma.
Just goes to show you, man. People need to stay safe out there driving, bruv.
No, playing football.
What? I thought it's an accident. I thought it was a car accident.
No, he had an accident while he was playing football. Like he ran into, I'm pretty sure he ran into a wall during a football match.
Wow. Well, yeah, man. Thoughts to his family. Bless him.
Yeah, condolences, man. But yeah, that's what he was talking about. Bringing it back to Chelsea, though, Ahmed. Honestly, I think you win. It's gonna be a convincing win for Chelsea. You're gonna need to bounce back. And is Brighton's home away record as good as their home record?
Brighton, listen,
we usually smash them away.
Yeah. Like I've just played Brighton. I'm literally okay. Now I can be a correspondent. I literally watch Brighton like the back of my hand. Right. This is the thing about Chelsea against Brighton. Chelsea can win this game by doing the basics, but I don't think Chelsea can do the basics at the moment. Yeah. So it's like
Everton beat Brighton.
Yeah, but
you know what it is?
Everton can win. Everton can bully, man. That's what I'm saying. Everton are not.
Bro, and also Brighton kind of lit Everton up a bit in that game. Everton were a bit lucky to actually win that game. So I'm just saying, I'm looking at this game. Spurs defended against Brighton well, and we still conceded 2 goals. So I'm looking at this game like Chelsea without Palmer, no Konate as well, because he can't play against his parent club.
The thing for me is that obviously I don't know if you guys know, Palmer is going to be out. I think they're saying we don't know how long he's going to be out for, but it's looking like
6 weeks. I saw.
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks, or maybe I've even seen up to 8 weeks that he could be out for. So
are you worried about Palmer? I've seen this groin injury become a year-long injury before.
Listen,
you gotta take the booty off your face.
At the end of the day, listen, if he's gone, all I can say is that if he's got. All I can say is that if Palmer's gone, then he's gone. We just have to move on with the team, and again make the best of what we've got. Again, probably means to me that Vale is probably going to be getting a lot more game time on the right hand side in general, right? So, but I think this game, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought that we're going to draw this game. I don't know what was coming over me in this game.
0-0?
I don't know if it's going to be like a 0-0, maybe a 1-1. But again, last season on average, we conceded a goal. So I always say there has to be a 1 there somewhere usually. So I think for me, it might be a 1-1 against Brighton. Even though we usually beat them at home, but I don't know. There's something in the back of my head that's saying this is going to be a draw game.
Nah, bro. Listen, the reason I'm saying you're going to drop points is your defense. All right, these guys are definitely giving up a goal, at least 1 goal. Yeah, are we in agreement? Yeah. Yeah,
I said 1-1. Okay, definitely 1-1.
Okay, so you conceded at least 1 goal. Then on the creation side, okay, maybe Tyreek George up top, João Pedro behind him. Maybe that can work. Scam a goal, maybe 2 at 1 point, right? But then that would require you then not conceding again a stupid goal, which is unlikely. So I've naturally got to 2-2. 2-2 if you play your best.
All I gotta say is I want to see that.
1-1.
I want to see that guy who scored this. How many goals he scored? 4 goals on the Diego.
Oh yeah, they bought from America, didn't they?
Yeah, they bought him from MLS, and he came on and scored 4 goals, and they were beautiful goals. To be fair, He's 22.
Wow,
goals.
what a hat trick! The hat trick was amazing.
One thing I wanted to add quickly.
He scored
is just
4
that-
goals. He scored 4 goals, and 3. I think 3 of the goals were outstanding goals. Like one of them was a tap in. 3 of them were shots from crazy range, and one of them was like first touch just outside the box, out from distance. Like if you actually see where he took the shots from, crazy.
One thing I was
They
gonna
were
mention
they were
just
quite
quickly-
Suarez-esque. That reminded me of like the Suarez hat trick against Norwich. Like some of the strikes were
Bangers.
incredible.
One thing to mention that I'm going to mention quickly is just that it's just that we've got a big week ahead of us. Obviously, we've got Brighton, then we've got Mourinho coming to the bridge midweek, and then we've got Liverpool, like literally, which is our last game before the big one. So, from a Chelsea perspective, after having such a poor week in general, you want to be starting at least this Saturday going into again the other Saturday, with a win at the very least, and if you want to get things back on track at the very least.
You know what's crazy? In that game, Brighton had 3 goals from outside the box in the 6-0 win versus Barnsley. That is nuts. Anyways, let's get to the next game. We've done pretty much all the games. We've actually done Man United before everyone joined. What do you call it? M spoke about Man United. That was the first topic we discussed. Man City, there's no representative today, but they should beat Burnley quite convincingly. Everyone agrees?
Are they home or away?
They're home.
Yeah.
Home. That's a
People are saying
easy win, bro.
Captain Holland, triple Captain Holland today.
Probably be a 2-0 win, I think.
So
This should be
it could be worse, bro.
Okay,
Could be worse. Burnley at home.
You know my question actually? LB on Twitter, I follow him, and he was saying something across the lines of he thinks City can win. He thinks City can win their next 8 games. And I'll show you the games. Let me know if you guys think this is if you see any tricky fixtures for City in these games. They play Burnley, Monaco, Brentford, Everton, Villarreal, Aston Villa, Swansea, Bournemouth, and Dortmund.
Possible.
Sure, but it's very rare you've seen any club win 8 games in a row, so I think it's unlikely. Just probability.
He said he thinks they can go undefeated until they play Liverpool.
Feasible.
Undefeated and winning out is the 2 different things.
Yeah, undefeated 100%. Like win every game, 70%.
Yeah, I can see that. Even I think their toughest game would probably be Bournemouth for me, maybe City.
Yeah, but Villarreal away, maybe.
Everton maybe, but no, I think they'll step up Everton. To be honest, I think Bournemouth would probably be their toughest one.
Nah, Everton could be. To be fair, Everton won't have Grealish when they play them.
Good point.
True.
Yeah. I think it's doable.
It's doable.
That Bournemouth game, I think they'll press them. I think that'll be a decent game. But
and talk about another convincing win. You know something? Every year, Tottenham get embarrassed by Wolves. Every year.
To be fair, Wolves is a bit of a bogey team for us as well. Bro.
I would say like we had a run when they had Jimenez and stuff when these guys were they used to just like take the piss, and then recently we've had a few like we constantly outplay them, but they just scam an equalizer or scam a winner or something like that. So it's not like Newcastle where Newcastle have been slapping me up.
4-2, 2-2, 2-1, 2-1, 1-0 in their last 5 games, all wins for Wolves.
Wow. Like some of these games, like
or one draw.
The 4-2, that was just ridiculous. Like,
bro, you since 2021, you've only had 2 wins.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. Like, but I get it. When faced with empirical evidence, it is difficult now that one could classify this side as quintessentially a bogey side, as in the traditional sense of the word bogey. Yeah. However, when I'm playing these games against this trash team, we're in no danger until the final whistle blows and we've lost the game. Like that's how these games go. It's like, like that meme when he's like second, third, 15th. That's like what it's like playing Wolves. It's like in control, apart from the 4-2. The 4-2 they slapped us, but no, I'm really not worried. about this game.
All right.
Like, Wolves are pretty terrible.
All right, fair. And then anybody want to say anything on this, or should we just go to the Ballon d'Or before we finish off? Last topic of the day.
I haven't really got much to say.
I thought the Ballon d'Or had a couple interesting takes.
Incidentally, by the way, before you go on, Eagle, I just like the fact that you're overlooking Tottenham. You're just sweeping us through the rug. Just like go through the metal detector. But he's got a gun. Let him through. You know what I mean? And then you're gonna be scared. You're gonna be surprised when we hijack everybody. Like, oh, just keep waving us through. Keep waving us through.
I'm just waiting 10 games. I'll know what the real Tottenham looks like. Or right now it's very early.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, we played PSG, we played City, we played Bournemouth, we played Villarreal, yeah. Like we played West Ham, Derby away, we played Brighton away. Of our 5 games, 3 of them have been away from home, 2 have been at home. In comparison to a lot of other teams who've had 3 at home and 2 away. So I'm like, what are you waiting to see? It's right in front of your eyes, baby. Like, what do you want to see? Like, it's there for you. We played PSG, Man City, Brighton, yeah, Bournemouth. Like, is that not a decent spread of games to say, all right, these guys are decent?
I don't know what you're good at yet. I seen the underlining numbers. It told me you're not that good attacking wise. You're not that good defensively. So let me wait and see, because sometimes these underlining numbers early in the season have a point, and later on in the season,
underlying numbers. Underlying.
Oh yeah,
The underlining numbers. I don't know what the underlining ones are.
Like, yeah.
All right. Okay. I think at this point I can't even say English is my first language. How bad I am.
It's so good, bro. It's so good.
We got smoked by Bournemouth, yeah. We got smoked, fairs, yeah. But aside from that, people will talk about, oh well, the underlying numbers. I'll say that you've got a team that wasn't stable defensively last season, and we're stable or giving a good imitation of being stable already, whilst trying to, work out how to attack, blend it. We've got 4 new players in the window. So I'll take your criticism on board, but it's almost like the Brighton game, we were improving. Do you know what I mean? Like, we went to West Ham, we won 3-0. All I'm going to say to you is, I could say to you, you played United away, Liverpool away, and City at home, and created very little in open play. So what you levy to me, I can push right back to you and say, what are you creating in open play against good teams?
I could also levy to you that, guess what? Arsenal have the same manager and a lot of the same players from the last 2 seasons.
So you should be doing better.
And we can look at and we can see what we've done from there and analyze how we can move things forward. You guys have 5 games under a new manager, and every 2 years you have 5 games. Every 2 years you have 5 games under a new manager.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Yeah? Let me ask you this question.
You were in the same position 2 years ago under Ange.
Okay, but let me ask you this question before we move on. Yeah. Okay. You don't think we attack very well? Is that fair to say?
No, I'm saying you guys do a lot of the stuff that we get criticized for.
No, but I'm saying, do you think a lot of set piece goals? You say our underlying numbers and we don't attack very well. We're not scoring.
Do you want me to pull it up?
Sure, pull it up.
The graphic basically, there's a graphic showing how good some teams are attacking wise. And
North London rivalry, man, love it.
What?
The North London rivalry, man, we love it.
I'm here for it because to me, Igal, we've scored the same amount of goals this season.
Yeah, but we've been better. We've been better than you in the overall grand scheme of everything.
I don't think you created more than us in open play.
We've scored more goals, haven't we?
Nope, we scored the same amount of goals. You conceded.
Wow.
All right, fair enough. The basically possession sequences entering into the box and overall data going into game week 4, Arsenal had a better overall attacking sequence entering into the box.
So you
and had-
control,
and had-
you control
and had
games
less-
better than us.
and had
Okay,
less
cool.
and had less opponents entering into our own box. Where
Okay,
Tottenham,
so
had-
you're more
where
defensively
Tottenham had more
strong than us.
one
And
second.
you
So
can control.
are you not going to let me get my point across?
Go
Or are
on,
you just
go on.
gonna interrupt?
I'm just giving the parents commentary to the points.
Okay, this is the point. Arsenal in this graph are fully shown as they have a decent attack and they have a decent.
Show us the
defense.
graph. Show us the graph.
We're not trusting your words on describing this graph. You guys like, well, one axis goes this way, and one axis goes that way.
Wait, I thought it was on the screen. Sorry. So this is the graph, right? And what you can see here is one is the attacking sequences entering into the box. The other one is the defensive sequences entering into the box.
Okay.
Tottenham are here. Tottenham basically based on this analyzation after 4 weeks have a poor attack and a poor defense, where
Okay.
Chelsea, Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Newcastle all have a good defense and a good attack based on the beginning of the season. But you know what? There is some outliers. Manchester United supposedly have a poor defense and a good attack.
The game is gone. The game is gone, man. Yeah, it's gone.
The thing is that like poor defense is, first of all, your poor defense is relative, and I would say fair enough. You could critique Spurs' ability to progress the ball, play through teams, things like that. But Spurs have a very good shot stopper in Vicario. So whilst I agree with, maybe Spurs are giving up too many chances or whatever, you've also got Spurs have got a very good shot stopper. So I'm going to look at it from the point of view of saying Spurs' offense should improve. You've also got to appreciate that you're critiquing Spurs' essentially their playmaking, and two of Spurs' best playmakers in Kulusevski and Maddison are injured. So Spurs are finding a way to be effective, score goals, win games, whilst Simmons has just arrived, needs to, grow, settle. So I won't say that you're waffling or talking nonsense, because there was elements of, yes, Spurs are not as good at progressing through open play yet. However, they're still a highly effective football team whilst they get the rest of the stuff together, which is more than you can expect from a manager who's 6, 7, 8 games into his Spurs career.
Fair. Do you guys want to talk about the Ballon d'Or, or do you guys?
Nah, man.
No.
I don't really care about Ballon d'Or. I don't really care about Ballon d'Or in general, but it's just, at the end of the day, whoever wins it, good for them.
How about this? You guys watch Juventus in the Champions League?
Yes.
You see that Yildiz guy? All of our clubs have been linked to him.
You don't know Yildiz personally, and he's been playing
What did
for
he
the
go
last
for
3
him?
seasons.
Yeah, but you're becoming what Chelsea fans were, man. You just get the dopamine hits from all these transfers. You love it.
Berta doing that.
You love it. A guy's like, have you got another Hincapié for me? Do you know what I mean? He loves it now.
He kept it, mate. You can't even see him play. So
I haven't seen Hincapié. Is he okay?
No, but on the real though, this kid is good and he'll be a good left winger. But why would Juventus?
I would say
Ted.
I would say he's a much better Ted than he's a winger in my personal opinion.
Listen, as long as
Odegaard might be out the door. Who knows,
bro? As long as this leaves the road clear for Spurs to buy Semenyo, I'm okay.
Semenyo's a baller, bro. If he goes to, I could see him going to Liverpool.
I could see him go to Liverpool.
Maybe.
I'm actually asking you a question.
Why you shake your head?
Rio,
I
you got Rio and Gakpo. It's a lot.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really focused on the transfer market at the moment.
He's like, I need to win games.
You had a harsh injury. That kid had his debut and got injured. That was
it's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate.
It's like every team has an ACL this season.
We've had 2.
Yeah, we've had Maddison and Dragusin. United have had Lisandro. Chelsea have had Colwell. Liverpool have had Leon.
Havertz, Madueke.
Sandro was out since
last
season. He missed about 5 months.
You haven't had an ACL at go. An ACL's out for the season. He's not going to play again this season now.
Jesus, Havertz, and Madueke all
Jesus
had
had an ACL.
Sure. Jesus had ACL.
Begging Havertz an ACL is cheeky from you. Man will be back next week.
I'm sorry.
Man went to the shop for some tea bags. And man's like ACL, you know, cheeky bastard.
We've had 3 knee injuries. One of them is ACL.
The conversation
3
was
injuries.
centered on ACL.
The man hit his leg on a table walking past. He's got an injury.
Groin strain in February.
All right.
I stubbed my toe. I got a metatarsal injury.
All right. This is what it's become. We're gonna wrap it up here. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. Before we go any further, you guys, there's one gimmick that we're gonna do every show, and the gimmick for today's show, you know what it is? You know what the topic of discussion is gonna be? I want to know who is going to be the one player who is not on your team that you back to surprise everyone for the rest of the season.
Does that mean that the person has to be held in low esteem at the moment?
Not on my team. Like
it could be Fulham's like king. It could be anybody.
Okay, who's gonna shock people this season then?
It has to be someone that people is not relative household name that will become a household name come the end of the season.
I think for me it's gonna be Kalimundo from Nottingham Forest.
for your team or in general?
Yeah, you know
any team, not necessarily your team.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go with that Igor Jesus at Forest, and because I've watched this guy a couple of games now, and he's got it. Like I don't like just it. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't know what it is. It's just like, but if I could bottle it, he has it. So Igor Jesus is a good player. He's gonna score goals. He's gonna definitely score goals. So I'm going with him.
I'm actually I don't know who I'm gonna go with yet. So you guys go ahead. Emma, what are you saying?
As a joke, I was gonna say Garnacho, but yeah, we'll leave that one there. It's tough, man. It's tough. Obviously, the obvious one for me is Wharton from Crystal Palace. I think he's gonna have a good season, and I would love him at Man United.
He's already kind of a household name, don't you think?
Yeah, you could say that.
I mean, there's not many, even like players like Elliot Anderson are pretty well known now. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's quite difficult, man. But a player that I think is going to go up to the top, I'll just have to say, yeah, Wharton for me. Because
what about?
I got mine.
What about? What if I ask? What about De Ligt? Because I'm saying De Ligt from the point of view of saying his stock's at an all-time low. Really, yeah. I watched him a couple of games, and I'm like, okay, he's looked competent. You know what he is? And I've thought this for a little while now. He's like the Lionel Messi of Eric Dyers.
He's a steady Eddie. He's just a steady Eddie. He's just a steady Eddie.
All right.
Keeps it going.
I got my answer, guys.
He's actually a good centre back, bro. A lot of people give him stick.
Look at what you're saying. Like, look at how you're talking. Like, it's like this was the guy who was captain in Ajax, who went to Juve for mad money.
He won the golden ball. He won the golden ball above Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah.
That's a good
Trent came
comparison.
second in the Golden Boy or whatever it's called, Golden Boy, and De Ligt actually won it that season.
That's what I'm trying to say, Gal. Like, I feel like this season, De Ligt could repair his reputation, maybe.
I
Okay.
think it's on
my answer is that guy on Everton, Njai. I think he's gonna be like he's gonna be
he's ready to break out. He's ready.
Yeah, he's gonna be like a household name.
But I feel like he's already a household name though in Dye.
He's still under the radar.
The thing is, last season I felt like I don't know.
Okay, so if he's already a household name, what about Anthony at Burnley?
That's a good one. You know what I was gonna say? You know who's another one that's a good shout? Isidore at Sunderland.
Isidore is a good shout.
Isidore he's looking good, man. The only other guy I could mention, but I feel like it's kind of known now, is Strand Larsen. I feel like he could be one of those guys if with the right service. If Wolves can provide him that, if anything, will be a top striker. He looks like he could become a top striker. That's my opinion. Then.
Oh, another one, Leeds, that stretch guy.
I do think so.
Stach.
You know what I will say about Leeds, yeah. Calvert-Lewin looks about it. Like not like even when I'm watching him, I'm like every game I see Leeds and Calvert-Lewin, even if he's missing, he's getting chances. He's getting away from the centre back. He's making them play. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, this guy's like, I would definitely put Calvert-Lewin up there as well. I feel
just
like
injuries, though, Jay, isn't it? With him, he's
like,
always had it. He hasn't
I don't know
been
if you
bad.
bought any
It's
of
just
Leeds,
injuries.
do you see what I mean about like he looks like he's fit?
He's got that bit between his teeth again.
Yeah, that's.
Hey,
yeah,
we're gonna wrap it up here, boys. And I'm just gonna say, I'm sending it over to Hussam. He's doing a Liverpool show saying they're the villains. Tell them you are the villains and you're gonna lose everything this season. Just to piss him off. We're gonna wrap it up here. Tell them Arsenal's gonna win the league. And you already know what it is, guys. We're out of here. Egal Raid on Hussam's channel. Don't forget to check out OK Jerseys, guys. It's a really, really nice website where you can get jerseys for under £20. Whatever jerseys you want. You should definitely check it out and use the code EGAL if you want a discount. And we're gonna wrap it up here.
Are we going to jail if we use this? Is that it's all above board and legal? Yeah.
100%. 100% verified legal. I know.
Yeah, because you are putting your name on it, Egal. As in, like you say, Egal's name.